hopefully a much shorter film today, just talking about where I'm at with these front guards. I've been working on the piece that goes at the back, where the rear of the front guard joins onto the front of the rear guard and the side of the body. You can see the little piece I've been making there. I'll get to that in a second. But the other thing I did a while ago was I was having a really hard time figuring out in my head exactly how the balancing between the front guard here and the body would work. So after having it explained to me on the phone several times and not really getting it, I just came out with some cardboard and just mocked something up really quickly. This is extremely rough, but just even taping some cardboard really roughly to the side of the car just makes things so much clearer, because you can actually see then how it works. And this piece will be flat. The cardboard's been sitting there for a couple of weeks, so it's gone soggy and it's bent. But you can see that's the start of the valance panel and how that'll fill in the space between the guard and the body. And this all, of course, has to be underneath the bonnet line because you need to be able to open the bonnet up. But just doing that quick hack job with a piece of card really helped set it in my mind how that was going to work, and now I can see exactly how that's going to work. At the back here, what I've done is trimmed the guard so that it follows the contours here at the back of the car. And if we can turn this over, you can see how I've actually cut that away. So there's a big gap here and a big hole at the back. So this piece that I've been making tonight will get welded into there. And you can see how this piece has been curved to match the body and the guard. It still needs a little bit of shaping. But what that'll allow me to do is put bolts here through the bottom of it into that guard, into that rear guard, and that'll lock the two together. And I can also put some bolts there through the bottom into the body. This will basically get welded onto there like that. I did it with a flange like this so that I can basically plug weld through it, and then I'm not sure if I'll weld along the edges and then grind it back, or if I should braze it up, or if I should let it. The reason I did it with this flange is because I didn't really fancy my chances of being able to weld a flat corner like that with two bits of thin sheet steel and having a decent weld that wasn't just going to crack over time. Because you have to remember that this piece here also sort of forms a step. So people will be stepping on that all the time, and the car's going to be vibrating, and as it moves along the road, everything twists and moves. So I want that join along there to be really nice and strong. So to make this piece, I just sort of traced out the shape on some card again, and then transferred it to the steel and just started sort of shaping it. And to do the flange there, I did it the way I usually do it, which was drew out the line where the flange needed to be and then ran it through my bead roller just to put a sort of seam in it, and then fold it up along that seam. I just find that works really well for me. And the rest of it's all just been done on sort of hammer and dolly and bits of steel. So that's kind of how I started forming that. It still needs a bit of work. It's a little bit rough, but once it's all welded in and smoothed off, it should be okay. So that'll be the next job, is finishing this off and welding it in, and then of course I need to do the other side.